What up, TikTok? Here I am again today, here to teach you how I use these nutrients to help me grow my dragon fruit along the way. I use the Flora Grow on everything for about a year to 2 years. Even this year, 3 years, but the first 2 years I used the grow on everything. I gave nothing bloom because I wanted them to get big so they could give me a lot of fruit and form lots of buds like that. I built all my trellis with all the help of my friends, and some of them are different than others with the tire. Some of them are more uniform. And I use grow. If you buy this, you'll learn how to use it. The directions are on the back. But I use this to help them grow, along with Epsom salt and worm castings as a top dress, with the mulch they sell at Home Depot. I use that mulch. That's why there's these wood chips, because you move the wood chips and there's dark, just soil. The more deeper you go, the darker it gets. But the wood chips keep the soil moist in the hot. Like this will dry out when the sun hits it, as to where this ain't gonna dry out as much because there's just a lot of wood covering it. So that's for mulch. But Flora Nova Grow gets the green growth growing along with the Epsom salt. That's gonna get them to grow really, really big, really, really, really fast. So with that being said, time, water, nutrients, sunlight will get you lots of growth. Like this red Jana that stems from right here comes all the way out here and out here. Really long. And this growth was that small maybe about 2 months ago. This is like 2-month growth, 3-month growth. They grow really fast, and if you've ever had a pair of dragon fruit or set, you would see how fast they grow. Now the buds, let's get into the buds. 2:39 into the video, this is how we get buds. This is how I want to teach you guys how to get buds, and it's real simple. These are the supplements that I used, along with the recharge, the microbes that are in the recharge. This is what I used to help me get buds. I mixed this in the buckets. I used the one bucket for a certain amount of plants. I mixed it in there, and I used the Big Up powder as well, the 03323 from my hydroponic store that my man Kevin gave me. Shout out to you, Kevin. This is some solid dank right here. This is that dank right stank right here. This will get you those flower buds for sure. And this for sure keeps it going. And I top dress with that Flower Girl. It's got the 487, the high phosphorus number. The middle number is what you're looking for if you guys want a lot of buds and a lot of flowers, is that middle number. As you can see right here, straight synthetic like a plant steroid, 0, so no nitrogen, no green, no growing. This is what promotes growth. This is what promotes buds and flowers and color, and this is what promotes plant health and overall immune system support. So, and there's a lot of micronutrients too. That's what I use my earthworm castings for, and earthworm castings and the Flora Nova or the Flower Girl Bud and Bloom, because it has a lot of micronutrients, along with the recharge. That yellow bag has a lot of micronutrients and a lot of things that the plant needs, more than just this. But this is what I use to get buds, and I will tell you guys more. Let me go show you guys what else I use. Along with those supplements that I showed you outside, those nutrients, I also mixed in an adequate amount of this. Some organic More Bloom and fish fertilizer that has a lot of micronutrients. The More Bloom, good for flowers. And this recharge. You guys got to look into this. I mixed all these three with the ones that I showed you outside, the Bloom and that Big Up powder, and that's what helped me get the buds. And I'll get more into depth in how I got the buds, because there's a step-by-step process that you got to do. It's more than just giving them all these nutrients and the ones that I showed you outside mixed in a bucket to get buds. It's more than that. And remember, the Flora Nova Grow is only used to help get veg. You're not going to be using this when you're trying to get buds. I also used this organic natural bud and bloom booster, the Flower Girl. The company, they do a good job at making bomb ass product, but they do a terrible job at getting it out. So good luck trying to get this, you guys, but this is a good top dress. So every time you water with the water hose and you're not fertilizing, it'll still get fertilizer over time with this granulated fertilizer. It is bomb, so try to get you a pair. Just if they mess up on your order, give them a hard time like your boy did, bro, because they don't be caring about the people. If you don't say anything, closed mouths don't get fed. They will not give you your money back if you don't say anything. These foods, they don't, yeah, I don't know. Good product though. Now on top of all the nutrients that I just showed you that I mix in a bucket, and I can show you how to mix it in a bucket in a different video, and the proportions and the ratios that I use, the measurements that I use, I should say. I could show that in a different video, but the key is it has nothing to do with that fertilizer. The key is you want to let your pots dry out. These things cannot be wet. You can't let these guys be soaked with moisture all the time and expect them to give you fruit if they're just giving you branches. If they're giving you branches, they're too happy. They just want to keep growing. In order to get them to give buds, you got to shock the plant. And you got to cut the water so the plant thinks that it's dying, so it shoots flower buds out in hopes that it's going to reproduce. And what I did was I let it dry out for a whole month, and I didn't see anything. And I was starting to get worried. So I watered it again. But when I watered it the next time, I made sure after it not got no water for a whole month and it was completely dry, I watered it in slowly so it didn't seep out of the side of the pot, right in the middle. I watered it in with my little ladle over here. Let me see. So where was I? Yeah, man. Let them dry out. And after they dry out, instead of watering them with just regular water, you hit them with a high phosphorus fertilizer. And that should cause a tipped dragon fruit plant that has been tipped to force it to want to shoot buds. Over here, we just got bud galore. Look at all this super bloom going on. Holy smokes. And I did this because I tipped everything months ago and I didn't get nothing. It was just giving me new growth. So that's when I looked on Reddit, said, what do I do? They told me, thank you everyone on Reddit. And I'm giving this back to Reddit. I'm going to end up putting this video on Reddit, YouTube, because I want you guys to have buds. The key, let your pots dry out. I have irrigation right now, but I just put that on. You let them dry out, and after they dry out, you hit them with a high phosphorus fertilizer. Granulated as a top dress, liquid right away. And they will shoot something after they've been tipped. You got to tip at the appropriate time. You want to tip during the solstice, at the beginning of summer. And if not, it's still okay. If you do it right now, where I'm at in Southern California, I'm in Victorville. We got snow-capped mountains over here. It's barely leaking off. It's still a little white. It's wild up here. It's cold. It gets cold and it gets hot. But we got buds on plants that never even had buds before. And we did that because we let the pots dry out. I sound like a broken record, but it's a mando. You let them dry out. You hit them with the high phosphorus fertilizer. And you're going to get something like this, man. Vietnam white. Is this Vietnam white? That's what the tag says. What do you guys know? All my dragon fruit enthusiasts. Look at all these buds, man. I didn't have this before. We going up. We going big up. Let me just show y'all my figs real quick, too. Strawberry guava, gala plants. Thank you for that, my man. And all my dragon fruit cuttings that you gave me along the way. Some watermelon. Super green around here, everybody. A bunch of fig trees. A bunch of more dragon fruit growing crazy. Everywhere. Everywhere. Let me know. We got that shipment. Let me know. Passion fruit. Passion fruit.
California Concord, baby.